Good morning. All right. Good morning, everyone. It was a tough morning. And the comments, that is so sweet, Alex. Good morning, Starshine. One of my favorite songs. Okay. She's got the hat on. It's serious. This morning sucked. This morning I woke up all achy. I texted Steph and Stacy. I was like, new rule. No early morning YouTube lives when I worked all day the day before. But we're learning. I took some meds. I got some coffee. I got happy coffee this morning, you guys. I have a sister, Christine. Some authors have met her. She went to Vegas last year. And I'm going to Vegas this year. I hope other people are signed up for Author Nation. But she and I have very similar tastes in like just weird things, I guess. And she bought this cup. And I told her I'm using this cup and stealing it and bringing it on camera. It's got a weird glare. So let me see if I can fix that. It says Robin Hood. So for those of you who also get Not in Nottingham stuck in their head, maybe it was the first movie that ever made you outraged at the rich. Robin Hood, good old Disney classic, which, by the way, I tried to watch with my daughter not that long ago. I think about 2 years ago. She was outraged within like 15 minutes. It doesn't hold up very well. There's just a lot of like microaggressions against women in that movie. Just to start off with. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And then we wonder why we like have these thoughts. So anyway. Hi, Rhiannon. Good job. You're here for 5 minutes because it's past your bedtime. It's all right. It's also past my bedtime. I wanted to still be in bed. But I got up. And I listened to, I have a song playlist. And there's a song that my sister, my same sister with the Robin Hood. Because I have two sisters. But it's like, get up, get out, get motivated, get your mother effing shirt on. That's one of my favorite songs when I don't feel like getting out of bed. Willy Wonka with Johnny Depp was an awesome movie. Yep. I like Gene Wilder's too. Absolutely. Okay. So let's get started with some AI today. I suck. I'll tell you why. I've tried to finish this book before last year. And like the models just weren't quite there yet. I think for a lot of us on staff at the Future Fiction Academy and those who are members, like we've just been waiting for the models to get better and better and better. And I think that they finally have gotten to the point where like I can reliably get about 90% out of them. Last night after the marketing boot camp last night, I demoed, not on camera, mind you, because it's still in prototype. I went ahead and demoed the prompts that I am using and testing out for getting the AI to go ahead and automatically edit what it's written. So it was taking like 1,200 words and tightening it up to 800 words. And it worked to get rid of the flowery stuff. So like something that was like 3 sentences long about Caroline and Louisa coming down and descending the stairs and then talking about her dress and then talking about their dress, the other girl's dress and all that. It tightened it up into 2 really succinct sentences that really packed a punch. We were all pretty surprised and impressed. So stay tuned for more Future Fiction Academy innovations coming to a YouTube near you about recursive prompting and stuff like that gets the AI to edit itself. But anyway, so why do I suck? Because I've tried to finish this before. I just didn't do it last time. There's lots of drama llama about this particular book series of mine that it's like an albatross around my neck. I want to get rid of it. I want to get it done. Do you guys want to know the word count? The last time I ran AI, the word count I got this stupid book to? 45,000 words. In my head, I'm like, oh, it's got 35,000 words. So it's like a bigger lift to get it done. No, this thing has sat at 45,000 words since the last time I attempted to do this, which thanks to the magic of Google Docs, I can tell you because I put this stuff in. So if I look at the last edit, it was a year ago today. Well, pretty close to a year ago. August 25th of 2023. This thing has sat for a year, 5,000 words away from 50K. Things happen. So, but let's reflect for a moment on everything that has changed in the last year. In the last year, since August of last year, we've moved to 2 million token context. We have Google 1.5 Gemini that actually writes worth a darn. We have open source models that are now running and able to do up to 128,000 token context. Looking at you, Mistral Large. None of this existed last year. Last year, August of 2023, your choices were Claude 2 or GPT-4 Turbo. Actually, no, not GPT-4 Turbo. Didn't GPT-4 Turbo come out in November while we were at Vegas? She now goes and hunts and finds out. When did GPT-4 Turbo come out? Yeah, November. So I'm not going to beat myself up. I do feel like I need to lay down for a moment, though. And I think others are going to agree with me. I mean, how many of you, doesn't GPT-4 Turbo feel like it's been out for a whole lot longer than less than a year? Time with AI is just strange and unusual. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. It just, everything feels like, time feels a lot longer to me within the AI world. This year has blown by in other contexts. Like, I can't believe that we're going into September, like next week. But as far as models go, I can't believe that, we didn't get Claude 3 until March of this year. So if you have been sitting on a manuscript and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, well, I've had AI all this time and I suck, like how I was feeling. No, you don't. Because the AI is literally like going leaps and bounds every 3 to 6 months. So let's get into it. It's a little bit of a mess. I have not brought anything over because I wanted to show that. And also, Joseph fixed one bug last night. So I'm actually going to be using Baby Raptor Write, and I'll show you guys how you get into there. The information's in the instructions under release notes. Sorry, I haven't had my water yet this morning. I haven't had my coffee yet this morning. I also have a breakfast of champions, which is trail mix. I like to snack on things when I'm writing. And I'm planning to be here for about, 2, maybe 3 hours, probably 2 hours. So what was I saying? I don't know. I lost it. That's okay. It'll come back. Oh, Baby Raptor. So you'll see how you can do. And it's in the Notion under instructions and Raptor Write under release notes how to get there. There's also a whole video about it on our YouTube channel. So what did Joseph fix last night? He's still working on some of the weird deleting things. We will get those fixed. We're aiming for stability by the end of the week, so we can get started on Rexy 2.0. Slight decision change. We're not going to do a Raptor Pro. We're going to just do Raptor into Rexy. So Rexy is going to become a 2.0 Rexy. And we think that that's a little bit more easier for our team to do. So there still will be a pro version of Raptor Write. It'll just be Rexy. That way branding is easy and everything will understand. And let's see what else. Okay, so he fixed the problem of big documents taking forever to load. At least that's the theory. So that's what I'm going to hammer on this morning. I'm going to put it through its paces. So that is in Baby Raptor. So how many people have had problems with Raptor Write with large documents? Yeah, it just has taken a long time to load. That's because there was a bug where it was trying to load 2 or 3 times before it would actually load. And then if you clicked on anything, if you were able to click on stuff, you could actually click a button and it caused it to blank out entirely. So we found a bug, we fixed the bug, and hopefully we have better functionality now. Tiffany says the internet ages fast. And Alex is saying, and think about where it could be in 5 years. It'll be really crazy fast. Yeah, it's bonkers. It's bonkers. By the way, I am drinking Death Wish coffee. They are not sponsoring this video, but I dearly love them as a company. I've been drinking them since book in 2017. The Whiskey Wedding's actually dedicated to them in the front because drinking their coffee helped me get it done. If you've never had Death Wish coffee, I highly recommend it. It is highly caffeinated, doesn't mess up your stomach, but it's very smooth. Stacy likes Death Wish coffee too. And they're based out of upstate New York. So nice kind of, it was a local company to me at the time. Okay, let's get started. Go back to the view here. Okay. So a year. Egads. I'll push that away. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log into Raptor Write. So I'm logging into Raptor Write. Cool. Here's the secret entrance to Baby Raptor. It's the second horn right here. Boop, second horn. And then I can see I'm in 22F, whereas regular Raptor Write is in 22E. And projects, I have a few. I'm going to do a new project because this is Moralities of Marriage, book 6. And let's test some real, like, no kidding stuff. So blank title. So this is going to be Story Bible so far. So I have that, and that's going to be the master outline right here. And this goes all the way down to number 20. I'm just going to edit, select all, and copy. And by the way, word count, this is 9,000 words. So this is kind of hefty. So we'll paste that in. All right, so it's there. I don't know that the chapters are really big, but it's definitely not the scene 1 writing brief. Oh, well, maybe it is. What did I do? No, those shouldn't be in there. I did that through 11 and then I just stopped. Okay. So this needs cleanup on aisle 12. This is chapter 11. There. We'll just like clean it up that way. I'm doing this so that I don't have to send all the chapters necessarily at once. So this way I have something that's only 9,000 words instead of sending all 45,000 words in one go. Chapter 9, home. Oh, that did not go to the beginning of the line. My bad. Chapter 1. We're cool there. Cool for the summer. Take that out. Change this to chapter 2. Sometimes what I hate the most about writing with AI is the organization. But if I was just more organized to begin with, this wouldn't be a problem. Chapter 3. But this does matter. Like, I don't want these labeled scene writing briefs because I'm not going to refer to them that. And scene writing briefs are an actual thing that I do use in prompting sometimes. So I really don't want the AI to be confused. Chapter 5. Maybe spell chapter correctly. Take out scene 5. We're halfway done. We only have a few more to do. All of these were actually created with AI. I did not sit down and make them. We have prompting inside of Rexy that has Story Bible extraction information. It gives like an example, and then it says, hey, read this chapter and go ahead and do this task. That's one of the best ways to prompt AI is to give it an example of what you would like as the output, and then say, here's here's like the raw clay, like the raw text that you need to work with to do the task. That's one of the core ways that it was taught how to prompt. Okay, so we have that all cleaned up. Chapter 10, chapter 13. I know the story is pretty solid through chapter 13. Oh, even 14, I think. Yeah, I worked a lot on this. Okay, now I'm remembering. In chapter 15. And then chapter 16. And then chapter 17. Disputed land, chapter 18. Chapter 19. I don't remember writing these, but sure. Wait, why is list of characters? Chapter 19, list of characters. Okay, we got a problem here. List of characters. Awaiting the arrival. Northampton. A snowstorm? What snowstorm? Why is there a snowstorm? I don't think this is right. This is a very strange chapter. I think that's chapter 19. And then, you know what? We're going to just go with chapter 18 so far. We're going to take this out because I don't like this at all. I don't think any of that makes sense. Because I know the story. So I'm going to come out of the versions and stop looking at that. And here's where I think is my problem. Yeah, I've got chapter 18, chapter 19, chapter 20, and then some stuff here. Fake labor pains doesn't match. We're leaving. Yeah, so things are a little bit of a mess at that point. I think through chapter 18 is where we really are. And that's where things are pretty solid. So, and I don't want to have to redo this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because this is already done, I'm going to go ahead and download this as a current document as a MS Word and go to, oh, it's my iCloud drive. Duh, Elizabeth. I have a Raptor Write folder on there. Raptor Write. This is going to be a new folder. Moralities of Marriage. That's the series that I'm working on. Stories Bible so far, book 6 through chapter 18. I'm going to save that. And then over here in my handy dandy Google Drive, I'm just going to file upload and bring in that document. So it's here. It's loaded right there. And so now this has all of the information that is fixed. So what I've changed, it's 8521. So now it's all correctly done. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 13, rather than all those scene brief stuff. So there's the information there. So that's really like the fast way that you can work with Raptor Write. The whole purpose of Raptor Write, I'll check the text and all of that, is save and save often. This is not your final writing software. It's not designed for that. It's designed just to be like this really powerful prompting tool. We really recommend people save their documents elsewhere. You can copy and paste if that's faster for you. And for many people, that might have been faster to just highlight all that and copy and paste it into a Google Doc. That's fine too. We have the ability that you can download multiple documents at once, and then you can upload them all to Google Drive at the same time. So save and save often. And again, this is raptorwrite.com is what I'm working in. Let's check it out, the comments. And you just found your problem. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Thank you very much, Alex. Yeah. So that's cool. All right. We'll turn the ticker off because that gives me like hives. I don't know. Okay. So through chapter 18 is what I've got. So then the next thing I got to do is bring in these chapters. This is kind of the sucky part. So I have a tool on my Mac called a jump cut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this one. This says no notes, but there's definitely notes. I think there's no notes at the top, so that's okay. All right, so I'm going to highlight chapter 1. And with my jump cut, I can just copy, and it's saved in my jump cut. So all of these are going to say chapter 1 and then chapter 2. So I just have to go through one at a time, copy, chapter 3. Copy, chapter 4. I think we're on chapter 4. Yep, chapter 4. And then chapter 5. Oh, wait, I can just click here on the left side. That's definitely handy. But then I have to find the ending. So there's chapter 5. Chapter 6. Because I'm bored now, we're going to just go chapter 1. And I probably could skip this step because I have a very detailed step thing, but I want them there just in case I want to toggle them on. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just call it chapter. And then I'm just going to duplicate the document a whole bunch of times. That way I don't have to keep typing that. So this is chapter 2. And then my jump cut, I just click chapter 2. I have to say, this is loading a lot faster than it used to. I mean, I can click on story. That's like near instant. Oh, this is a game changer. Is everyone seeing how fast this is going? If you compare this to like previous videos and things like that, this is like lightning quick. Chapter 6. Okay. Let's go back. Chapter 7. And this is also good too, because it helps me remind me what things are. Ball plans and London summons. So they find out that they have to go to London. There's like this whole scandal in this book, in this whole series. It started off in book 1, where Lord Strange, who is the Earl of Derby's heir, he basically started a pyramid scheme. I'm just going to tell you about the story, the series while I'm copying and pasting. And that started in book 1. But the Earl of Derby, who is neighbors with Mr. Darcy in this book, imagined that he was going to. The whole premise of the story, the series, as far as a Jane Austen fan fiction goes, is what if Georgiana was never rescued from Mr. Wickham? That's the premise. That was the start. And then I kind of went from there. So, there was the mining scheme and stuff, but that was all kind of like backstory, because the first couple of books really deals with Darcy and Elizabeth and Georgiana and Wickham, and all the normal characters. And the Bingleys got married, had twins, all that fun stuff. Well, now we are in book 6, and Wickham was murdered in book 4. Lady Catherine died in book 5. Did Wickham die at the end of book 3? I think he might have died at the end of book 3. But book 4, like the whiskey, or book 4, when they went to Scotland and stuff, like dealt with all that. So Wickham was shot with the list of the people for the scheme on him. And so basically the Darcy family is being held responsible for this mining scheme when Darcy had nothing to do with it. But because Wickham was married to Georgiana, or Georgina, I know it aggravates people the way that Georgina's the way that English people pronounce that name. It's a whole thing. Georgina's had a kid. She's at Rosings. Also in this story, Mr. Wickham is the bastard child of Sir Louis de Burgh. That's why he was raised at Pemberley and allowed to go to a good school. So like there's all this drama llama. Colonel Fitzwilliam is with oh wait, we can stop here. Yes, we can stop here because this is chapter 18. Did I download that one? Did I copy that one? I did not copy that one. Okay, so we'll figure this one out. I know this one needs to have a lot more information, or a lot better information. Okay, so cool, we have that. So I'm trying to like wrap up all of the story things, the story threads for this story. This is great how quick this is. I really appreciate how fast this is insane how quickly this is going. I've been so used to slow Raptor Write. Now I got fast Raptor Write. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. All right, so we're pasting in and we're going to get started. This is not bad. We are 30 minutes in, so chapter 8. I should have done this last night, but I was exhausted, y'all. After teaching marketing boot camp at 10 a.m. and then meeting with everybody, you're on chapter 9. Lord Bromington is married to Bromington is the eldest son of the lady of the Earl and Countess of Matlock, Colonel Fitzwilliam's older brother. Like I said, this is like a whole family drama, this whole series. And it's making me proud to talk about it. So thank you so much for being here this morning. I really appreciate everyone giving me support as it's taking me live writing to get my stuff done. But, you know, if you know yourself, you can play yourself. It is making me proud to talk about this series and realize how much work I've done. The first book in this series actually came out in December of 2014. So finishing this story, finishing this book this year is definitely the end of a 10-year chapter. which is just insane about that. I've been working on this book series for 10 years. I wrote other books too in between. This wasn't the only thing I was working on, because I'm fickle when it comes to my writing projects. I can't just stick with one series. I have to jump around. Jump around. Get up, jump around. Chapter 16. I hate tedious work. I know everybody else does too. But by talking through it, lets me get it done. Okay, now I'm curious as to how many words this all is. So what I'm going to do, I just thought of a feature that I want. I want the toggle to dictate which documents download, because that would be cool. Toggle equals documents downloaded. I don't know if we'll be able to get that in there. That might be a pro feature, but it's something that I want. Okay, let me check comments here. Oh, we have 2 comments. Thanks, Alex. Have a good day. And yes, Christina, yeah, I'm glad that our brains started singing the same songs. And hey, Steph Pajonas, Steph, use Baby Raptor. It is so much faster. He has fixed the slow document loading situation. Like, this thing is lightning fast. I just was able to load and go. So it's version F, 22F, and I have not had a chance to update the release notes or anything like that this morning, but I'll do that after I'm done with my work. But it's working like a champ so far. Yes, and Steph says, excellent. Yeah, this thing is screaming now. I'm really, really happy about it. Okay, so we have those chapters. What I'm going to do is I want to know how many words that is. So I could just download, but I'm not going to. I am going to save my project, so I don't have to do that again. And I'm going to back up my projects, so I don't have to do that again. So I don't want to have to put those all in again. So this is going to be new folder, 827, and I'm in Baby Raptor. Create. Baby Raptor. Oh, this is going to be an issue. Oh, that means that the Gentleman Is Mine that I was working on is only in Raptor Write. Mother lover. Okay. You know, it's fine. It's totally fine. I just have to figure out a project I'm willing to lose, which I think I'm willing to like redo Gentleman Is Mine, because I'm going to like probably just redo that from the start, because I really don't like it. Focus on one thing at a time, Elizabeth. So 1273. So we're going to start here, or we're going to go to this one. We're going to go chapter 1. Oh, Dasha, don't drink all that water. Dasha, you need to go out. Sorry, everyone. I have a dog. Okay, I will let you out. Go ahead. Hey, Dad. Can you let Dasha out? She's already ate. I'm live. Yep, that's the beauty of being live. There's a lot of... Oh, no. Okay, so I'm just going to grab chapter 18. And I'm going to just put my cursor at the bottom. And then I'm just going to go page up, page up, page up. This is a lot faster. There's 119 pages on this thing. It is quite the hefty manuscript. And I think this is the hardest time to kind of work with AI. The easiest time for me to work with AI is on a news story. I love new. I'm like a bad lover when it comes to my writing. I'm like, I like new stuff. I like working on the first 10 to 12,000 words. The last 10 to 12,000 words, gag me with a spoon. Word count. Okay, 37,000 words is what we're working with of the 44,000. So that's probably why my brain was like, you only have 35,000, Elizabeth. So now I know where I'm at. or what I'm dealing with here. Okay, so let's go ahead and chapter 17. I think this is good. I think chapter 18 just needs to be better. So I'm actually going to put this up here, and I'm going to go chapter. This one is not going to be chapter 18. This is going to be chapter 18 ideas. Okay, so we're going to turn on Story Bible. We're going to configure our prompts. I'm not going to continue. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to say, you are a developmental editor who helps an author make sure plot lines and elements are wrapped up on this last book in a series. You can always ask a question about the characterization of a character, and the author will answer it. This book is a variation on Pride and Prejudice. So it's important to know that even though you might be familiar with character names, in this story, they have gone through different story plot elements, which has changed them. Okay, so I like that. And I'm going to highlight. This is a new technique that I'm trying to remember to do. So, I think it was Harper that talked about this project. I'm going to add a new document, and I'm going to bring it up to the top. Boop, boop, boop. And this is just various prompts, and I'm going to put system prompts here. So this way I can save the prompts that I like to use in this particular project, and I can very handily go grab them. Okay, so we have the Story Bible so far, and I have chapter 18 ideas. I'm going to turn on chapter 18, and then I'm going to say, reading the Story Bible so far, and the draft of chapter 18. Please make suggestions to make that scene longer with more details between Julian and Georgiana. I think she's 1N. That looks right. Now I don't even know. It's 1N. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to do that as my thing. Oh, yeah, because I toggle it on, and you can always like do the preview. So we're going to expand the scene. Give the proposal. Okay. Oh, this is my bad. Did not check my pre-AI flight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use ChatGPT 4.0, and I'm going to increase it to here, and then I'm going to click rerun because it cut off. There we go. Okie dokie. Offering her solace. Okay. And Thomas. As much as his own as ours. I don't think he's going to treat him as his own. I think we can they'll set him up with his own inheritance. There's this whole drama thing. If Anne de Burgh, who's married to Colonel Fitzwilliam in the story at this point, if she gives birth to a baby and survives, then she's the heir of Rosings. If she dies, or the baby dies, George Wickham would have been the heir, but he's dead, so it would go to his son. It's a little complicated. It's fiction, y'all. I went. It's because Sir Louis de Bourgh had syphilis when he died, is what I imagined. And so he was just crazy when he did his last will. And Lady Catherine forged a will. So like there's this whole thing. It's a whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to say yes on this, and I'm going to go take a peek at what I had for chapter 18, because I don't even know. The Christmas season. This is not how these guys talked. We need to know. There was another scene, like when they arrived, I think. Richard insults John Braddock. So that was chapter 10. And then there was another one in here. Not John Blackvale. Okay, so chapter 4 has it, because that's when you're going to get the Suite of Rooms. No, it is later on. Okay. Chapter 7, that's when they arrive, Frederick and Julian. So chapter 7 I needed to look at. And then I also needed to look at chapter 10. So that way the characterization can actually be correct. So I'm going to look at chapter 10 and chapter 7. So chapter 7 is going to get toggled on in chapter 10. Come back over here to chapter 18 ideas. Oh, maybe move this down below. I'm going to get all this off. Okay. Of chapters 10, 7, and 7, 10. I don't think the characterization is right in chapter 18. Please make a report can be wholly rewritten practical, opportunistic aspects of the characters Georgiana Darcy, or Georgiana Wickham, Julian, etc. By the way, in previous books, Georgiana has been denied her inheritance, her dowry, until she turns 25 or is married to someone both Richard and Darcy approve of. That is why the full funds were not released when she married Wickham, who is now dead. He was murdered in book 3. And we are now working on book 6. Poor AI. It is going to be so confused. Like, what the heck, lady? I don't know what you're talking about. Rewrite the proposal. Practical. There we go. So it's picking up. It's got too much romantic idealism. She's matured. Strengthening his claim over Rosings. Okay. All right. I like this. So I'm going to go, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Let me go to Story Bible so far. I think this is going to be later because they're at the middle of the ball. And I think this is actually going to happen in January in the new year. So I'm actually going to, yeah, this is chapter 18 ideas is good, but chapter 18 is going to become a later chapter. So. Rewrite with notes for chapter 18. Okay. So I'm actually going to add another. So yeah, that goes together. Okay. So what I really want to do is I want the new chapter 18 here. So I'm still going to turn things on, not chapter 18. So turn that off. And this one is going to be the new chapter 18. And this is before Christmas. Plan a scene here, plan a chapter that happens late December and shows the opportunistic Julian and Georgiana clashing heads, butting heads. Georgiana is a favorite of Julian's father. And Georgiana ends up helping Julian with an aspect of the estate. Offering to explain a map of the estate, problems, which she knows because of listening to her brother, Darcy, all those years. What else? Julian should talk about, he knows everything about shipbuilding, because that's what they came from. But this country gentleman nonsense his father wants is foreign to him. Georgiana should explain to him that few, if any, country gentlemen stay at their estate. She can bitterly talk about her brother neglecting her. That's her perspective after her father died. And that truly, as a man, Julian de Burgh can do anything. Okay, yeah, I like this idea. So that's a good idea, planning out this chapter here. So it should have the story Bible so far. Yeah, it does. Make sure to keep their characterization the same. I do have those other chapters on so it can see that. So this is late December, early morning. Georgiana Wickham, cold winter wind. After checking on Thomas, so she's got the baby. Good, good, good. The room where her Aunt Catherine used to plot and scheme. She knows they exist. Darcy had explained them. He's visibly frustrated. Okay, let's see what we got here. The complexities of the estate's responsibilities. So this is actually telling me I need a scene before that where Julian and his father is talking about the money and no money. For the estate. She hints that Julian should feel privileged and not burdened. Idle rich. Okay. Becomes defensive. You've impressed me, Mrs. Wickham. Let's see what we can accomplish together. Okay, I like this. I think that this is a good idea. So we're going to thumbs it up. I like that. And I need another chapter idea. This is so bad. So this is chapter 18, but it's actually going to be chapter 19. Boop. Because we just finished in chapter 17. What the heck is this? Oh, this is after the ball. Okay, that's fine. End of ball. We're going to end up adding all kinds of chapters to this. Chapter 19. Yeah, because now we need another chapter 18. I'm just going to keep writing chapter 18, y'all. Late December. Late into the night. One night. With Frederick and Julian going over the results of the audit, and Frederick pressing Julian to understand there is no capital, no liquid capital, and one of them must marry in order to keep this windfall of Frederick's late brother's estate, Sir Louis de Berg. Julian fights him verbally. They're both in their cups a bit. Frederick tells Julian that the most obvious answer is before him. Georgiana Wickham. Julian bites back that she is penniless. And Frederick grins. Oh, that is not so. Her cousin, Colonel Fitzwilliam, disabused me of that notion. If the girl marries well, they will release her dowry of 30,000 pounds. There's a way to make the little F thing. I think it is this thing. No. Oh dear. How do I make the pound thing? Make the pound sign. Pound. British currency. Mac keyboard. Option 3. Okay, that's what it was. My bad. Wrong one. I knew it was one. I just... No, that was not right. There we go. Alt 3 of 30,000 pounds. And really, they don't do a comma. They do a space or something like that, I think. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. Julian feels sick. The games and morals of this newfound station is not what he wants. Frederick dismisses his idealistic son, reminding him it's the lot the good Lord granted, and he should be grateful. Yes. Ha ha. I like this. Okay. Go ahead and do all that thing, please. Make that plan. Let me go check the chat here. Alt $. Oh, no, I'm not at the end of these things. I'm later on. I hope Elizabeth EAW doesn't go to work in libraries now that she's gotten used to talking out loud while working. We've turned you into a baker. You're here. Everyone's here. Yay. We always love new. New is shiny. Dasha is a husky rescue mix. So she looks like a Belgian Malinois the most. Like she looks like a Belgian German Shepherd. I think that's right. She looks like a Belgian Shepherd. She's all black. She's got the big bat ears, but she's got a floofy butt like a husky. So, and she talks to me like a husky, but I got her from a husky rescue. Okay. Hey, Kello. You're not catching me at the end. This is not an hour. This is a 2-hour one. So we're going to go till 10:30. So we're almost at the first hour. I've already outlined 2 whole chapters. We got everything organized. Like, I feel like I'm getting a lot done. I think they do a period because they don't do decimals like we do. In the UK, we do 5,000 for 5,000 pounds. Okay, thanks, Carrie. So I don't know why all the historical books have it the other way around. So yeah, we'll fix that. We'll put the little comma. Oh no. Oh no. Command Z. Okay, it's back. Thumbs it up. Yes, I like that. Okay. I did the thing where I deleted it all. Just Command Z, Control Z, whatever. All right, midnight realizations. Late at midnight. Okay, so they're in the library. I like it. The Elder de Berg. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Very good. Very good. Great. Write the scene and keep it in the same tone and style of the previous chapters you have as an example. Okay. Aim for 2,000 words. Lots of dialogue and character interaction and staff interaction. Like, we want that too. Okie dokie. So I'm going to look at my prompt, and you'll see here that my prompt is sending all of the story element, like the whole outline. So it knows the rest of the story and where this is fitting. And then it knows that, like, here's a couple of the chapters that have happened, chapter 10, chapter 7. So it shows like the characterizations there. And then this is what we're trying to write. So I'm sending the tokens of 15,000 tokens, which is a lot cheaper than the other things. So this is going to be chapter 18. I will become a true baker. I will. This is ChatGPT 4.0 latest. I will go ChatGPT 4.0. And right here, I'm just going to go gadget, go gadget. All right. This is after Christmas. I think it should be before Christmas. The wind whipped around Rosings Parks, howling in tandem with the biting cold that squeezed through every crevice of the old stone estate. Okay. I like it. I likes it. His fingers drummed an irritated rhythm on the ledger, with the figures failed to improve under the scrutiny of his narrowed eyes. You have no idea, Julian. His legs crossed and reclined. I imagine it's as bleak as the weather. Bleak? That word doesn't begin to describe it. There is no capital. There's nothing. No means of restoring, maintaining, or even selling this cursed estate without losing more than half its worth. How could Uncle have let it deteriorate like this? Okay, so yeah, I'm here for this. This is good. There's a couple of things I would change. Let's go thumbs up it. And I just want to see how much it wrote, because we'll end up expanding. I love that I can just highlight. I highlighted the word selected. That's 1,600 words, y'all. First 1,600 words of the day. Yay! Take a drink. Had to do about an hour's prep, but that's okay, because now I'm rocking and rolling. I think he's just going to call him son. No idea, son. There's no capital, Julian. Then he can say his name. How could Uncle... He was blinded by his hubris, or perhaps it was that illness that did it. But these questions are irrelevant now. We're left to pick up the pieces. I don't like the "do you understand me, Julian?" No. It's de Berg duty. This estate has been in the family for a long time, is my imagining is. And the games, the endless schemes to secure a fortune. Right has nothing to do with it. This is how the world works. No, they survive. Served this family for centuries through wars and recessions. I'm going to project, toggle everything off. I'm going to highlight this. Julian feels so lovesick puppy. Okay, so I'm highlighting 676 words. So I do want to make sure I have the very long because I wanted to rewrite it. And I'm going to say revise. I'm not giving it any other context than this. Revise and rewrite this so that the conversation is a little more tense and harsh. Frederick is older, the father, and quick-witted. He hated building ships and does not respect that his son, Julian, would prefer to work with his hands, not his head. Julian should be more critical of the gentleman's lifestyle. That it's day after day of idleness. And it's because he doesn't understand. Because he doesn't really understand how to take care of an estate. Because there's no steward. That it's day to day of idleness. Even the clothing. When characters talk, avoid monologuing. It's a conversation. 2 to 3 lines with action beats in between. And have characters not directly answer what the other one asks. Really push the dialogue so that each character, Julian and Frederick, have opposing goals in communication. Avoid having characters say each other's names. Add in an interruption by a staff member of Rosings. Okay, submit. There we go. I like it. I like it. I like it. You wouldn't understand. Maybe because there's nothing. Do you treat with what? Your calloused hands and empty pockets? Rosing thrives not because of some fantasy of working with your hands, but because we played the game. Yeah, that's a little bit of a monologue. We'll change that. A footman nervously stepped forward, clearing his throat. Sir, I'm sorry to disturb you. No, Lady Catherine's dead. There's no mother. I think we need to run this again. Okay, there's a bug that Frederick watched him struggle. If I downvote it, yeah, you'll see that it cut off the rest of it. So it cut the bottom of it off. It cut off the stuff that I had. So I have to Command Z. That's a known bug. And the way you fix that is you either thumbs it up or you do keep both. I wonder what happens if I do it now. So, okay, so that's what it is. If you Command Z it and then thumb it down, you'll get this big gap. So that's one of the bugs that we're working on fixing. So at least now I can tell him, I can tell him how to fix that. Then thumbs down. So that fixes so it doesn't delete what's down below. Okay. We solved the revise bug. We're getting so much done today. I don't hate this scene. I saw some things that I like. Oh, and now this thing is all in here too. This is eventually going to go away. That is just not going to be there. As bleak as the weather. Bleak? No capital, Julian. There's nothing. No means of restoring. I don't think he's going to say this. What's the point in saving it? Dressing up like puffins, barely moving, sitting around all day. Point. You missed the smell of tar. It was something. I don't know what he would say there. You miss the smell of tar and breaking your back each day. At least there was something to show for my efforts. For a day's work. Glared at the fire. Wondering who built the mantle. And carved the stonework. With reliefs of lions. Okay, so and really, or that destroyed this place. Julian yawned and listened as his father ranted and raved against Sir Louis de Bourgh, an uncle he never met. When he thought his father was out of steam. He always wondered about just how did the estate become so desolate? And that might not be the right word. And now I can have to falter. Blinded by his hubris. Perhaps it was that. And then years of that woman mismanaging. Okay, so there we go. Infernal. Okay, I need my mouse. So you just go to settings now to turn off your mouse, and then you can get back to your right click. But I know how to spell infernal. But these questions are irrelevant now. I'm going to say we must save. We're not going to take out the we must save. It's a Duderberg duty. All right. I don't know. The games. No, he wouldn't say this. It's stifling. Maybe we do sell. As I am not going to London to fetch an heiress. Sell. You do not sell an estate that's been in your family for 6 generations. This is how the world works. No. Do you think great estates maintain themselves through a pursuit of rightness? He doesn't say this isn't right, so maybe we do sell. Okay. Through selling? No. Okay, so we'll bring this down. I will not. What is he going to say here? Something like, I will not. Come on, Elizabeth, get in the shoes of Julian. Julian is like, I don't like this. I just want to go work outside. I just want to. I don't think he wants to marry for love necessarily. I don't know. I don't think he's like a romantic. I think he's just kind of like, I think he just kind of feels inadequate. Will not be a puppet. A dandy on the London dance floors. Yes, there we go. He would be derisive of that. Okay. Julian shot forward in the armchair. Directly challenged his father's authority with, like, I'm trying to say, like, he's shooting forward from his armchair and directly challenging his father's authority with physical bruteness. Now we have a footman interrupt. I don't know how to spell bruteness. Bruteness. Brutness. Whatever. Bruteness. Maybe bruteness isn't a word. Is bruteness a word? Bruteness. It is so a word. It is the quality of being brutish or savage. Brutish. Savage. Can I, with physical, no, it's bruteness. Is bruteness a word? Yeah, it is totally a word. This is the hazard of writing historical. Half of the time, the spell check does not know your words. Okay, I'm checking the chat. So where we're at. Okay, no one's been chatting, so we're good. Okay, 9:41. We are doing well. 20 minutes, and I've been editing on this thing, and I will keep going to wrap up the scene. I will not be a puppet. And now we have this. So I'm going to do an AI, and I'm going to do just a teeny tiny little bit. And I'm going to say, have a footman interrupt here, asking if the gentleman have any more need for the evening. And Julian barks for the footman to leave them the hell alone. So we'll put that here. That's what I want. The project, I'm going to go ahead and turn on what I'm working on. So it has the context of the whole scene, but it's just going to edit this one little part. So I'm just going to right click and revise. And we'll take this out. Submit. No. Nope, we're not going to do this. I did that thing again. Okay. So that is how to fix that bug, which I'm glad about. So I'm going to revise it again. And this time I'm going to say, only write the part about the footman. Do not rewrite the whole chapter. Submit. So it's just, no. Okay, so let me look at the prompt here because I want to see how it's doing this. And that's what I thought. So it doesn't have the instructions there. It didn't have the instructions because it was broken. Okay. So I'm going to keep all, delete this out. To here. It's a little tricky to do like a bridge. So I'm going to say, only write this part. Do not write it's just given for context. Okay, so I'm going to try something different. Instead of revise, I'm going to highlight this and right click and go continue and see if that works. Nope, that did not work. Oh, wait, we've got the footman. Okay, so that worked. So I'm going to, thumbs up it. Good. The footman's there, so I'm going to take this out. It's a little bit wonky sometimes to get it, but with practice, you can get it. And we don't need filing, cackling. So I'm going to take out all of this. Pardon me, sirs. But if there's nothing more you require, might I be excused for the evening? Yes. Of course, sir. Apologies, sir. However, minors seem to amplify. There's no point in taking your frustrations on the staff, son. But Julian, what? Okay, so if I do a continue here, it's not going to match it with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. It has the context, revise, and I'm going to say, from but Julian. Let's see if it can do that. Oh, I have 1,000 words selected, so I need to actually fix this so that I have enough space for that. Revise. Submit. Would you stop it? Stop starting at the beginning. Stop it. Okay, wait a minute here. But Julian, sure, I will keep all and start making a trying to figure this out. I don't want this life. This is not a choice. This is necessity. You are confused that there is a choice in this matter. It is necessity. Yes, I like it. We have no capital, boy, not a shilling of liquid assets to help us. So someone staring you right in the face. And what's that? Marrying Georgiana Wickham. Like gaining another mouth to feed, not a savior for this estate. Now, I do want to kind of refresh back what he thought. She's not as penniless as you might think. Her cousin enlightened me on the matter. Excuse me. Okay, going to projects. Come back to this. I think it is chapter 7. We should ship her back to her kin. Why do you think her brother and cousin have allowed her to remain? She strikes me as a thorn, too young and brash in her opinions. A perfect wife for you. This place is practically bankrupt, and that cousin of yours, upstairs, has a dowry of tens of thousands of pounds. Long spent and wasted, I'm sure. Nay. Or take a horse and be gone with you. Go back to the stench of tar and tallow. Ah, but she could be Julian. So he was hinting back then. Okay, so that was chapter 7. And then, so we're back here. So he already knows this stuff. The game was afoot. Where the heck am I? Why is this all weird? Bleak doesn't begin to describe the word. Okay. I hate losing this stuff, but I don't need it. Oh, this is painful. Bye. I hate this part. Yeah, we're taking this out. We'll go December 21st, 1814. Okay. You have no idea, son. Okay, so they're all doing this, and then what do you mean by that? Oh, so it wrote it twice, and then we went with another one. Okay, I think I'm just lost on where we are. You confused. Okay, ruthless pragmatism. $30,000. He dropped the glass. I don't think Julian is so noble. I think he's insecure. Let me check the chat. Nope, nobody's chatting. Everyone's working. We're all working. That's what we do. Okay, I'm just going to turn off context so I can just do some quick revisions of these things. Revise. To reveal Julian's feelings of inadequacy. He feels... Okay, so yeah, we'll just do that and submit, see what it writes there. Okay. So I'll thumbs that up because I can change that. This is not what I want, Father. But maybe you're right. Marrying her would fix everything except me. Idealism and survival. He's not idealistic. Okay, so we're gonna just highlight all of this. Okay. So this is just no capital. We already did all that part. It feels soulless. He's not fragile. Oh, this is just not right. Julian is like big dumb. That's how I want Julian to kind of be. He's like an athlete. You act as though, not that athletes are all big dumb, but it like his characterization to me is like somebody who relished working in the shipyard. He likes working with his hands. He doesn't like being a gentleman. He's not going to be like my idealism. Like, no, he's just like, this sucks. Would fix everything except me. A good name tarnished by poverty is no name at all. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to right click and click revise, and I'm going to say Julian's characterization is not educated and about idealism. Julian is like Mary Georgiana, feel worthy high outside his class. Julian fears being found out that he knows nothing about estate management. He fears failure. That is what this dialogue should reflect. Please correct. Submit. So we're just finishing that. Who'd be running but who would be nothing but a failure in that world? Times are dire. Okay, so this works better. So we'll thumbs it up because I'm going to have it replace it. Here's the revised passage. So I'm going to take this out. Okay, and I'm going to add in here the last 2 months watching Mrs. Wickham take care of her son. Elevate the conversation. A small part of him had come to admire the young woman, the young widow. And despite having a child, his distant cousin by marriage was lithe and bonny to look at. He set his glass aside. I'm not fit for her. I wouldn't know the first thing about managing this estate. Yes. Oh, so he likes her. So you like her. Julian frowned. Let out. An exasperated breath. Back into the armchair. You act as though I'm suggesting something unspeakable. Times are dire. Would you want Georgiana to marry another? Because she must marry again, son. Might as well be you. Take that out. I could ruin everything. She deserves so much more than a husband who's destined to disappoint. I'll think about it. Okay, I prayed you would see reason, Julian. And the conversation than anything else. Okay. So there we go. And I don't think he's going to say, I'll think about it. Consider carefully before you make your decision. I don't think it's going to be that. It's going to be I want something like maybe he hints he's going to marry her. If you cannot make the decision, if you cannot make the decision, do not make me offer for her hand. Ooh. More to end the conversation. I'm just not going to have him say another thing. Julian's just mad. he's big mad. His father. Okay, so Georgiana is like 17 in this story, I think, by this point, 16, 17. So Frederick de Burgh, I'm imagining that Julian is in his late 20s. Frederick would be in his 50s. So more than 30 years. Her senior. Surely Georgiana would never agree to such a match. He stumbled out of the yards, unable to endure his father's cold eyes on him any longer. That's good. I like it. This would be the path they would take one way or another. Okay, we're not doing the game is afoot. I think that this is where it ends. I like this. So we delete all the rest of this. Ta-da! That is 10:04, so an hour and a half, and we have 1,900 words. Okay, not too shabby, considering how much we had to do. So that was 30 minutes of organization. And then we did 1 hour, 19:35. But I like it because now we are ready to just move on to the next scene, which is the cutie patooties with them. So I'm going to leave this here. This is done. Chapter 18. Because now chapter 19 is going to be this one. And I'm going to turn on chapter 18 and I'm going to put on the story Bible so far so it knows like the context of what this is. Chapter proposal to rewrite. Yeah, that's like old stuff. We're not going to keep that. That's 1,200 words. I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to say revise. Revise the plan. Oh, wait. The following morning. Make sure to reflect Julian's characterization, where Georgiana intimidates him. She should discover he doesn't read well. And halfway through, Georgiana realizes that Julian needs support and care. Yeah, I like all this. Parts of her story being made to Mary Wickham, left to be abused by her first husband, ignored by her brother, Darcy. Should connect her to Julian in terms of all she wants is peace and solid and the comfort of a loving husband. There we go. So yeah, submit all that. Make those changes. So it's going to do this. Early morning, the hearth flickers. So she's there. She's early. She's looking. He's frustrated. You should consider yourself fortunate. Is a legacy, not a burden. I know shipbuilding, the smell of wood. Okay. Pulls it out. The fertile fields, the steams that could be better demand, the rocky outcropping suited for timber. She shares ancient knowledge. You're more familiar with this place than my man. How do you know all this? Fitzwilliam. We can work together. Consider this to state another form of construction, just on a different scale. He didn't want to ask for help. Are they getting proposed? I don't think. It's not about loving it. You're not so different from Fitzwilliam. Okay, so we'll fix all that. I think there needs to be a little bit of romance here. We'll add to it. So we'll go yes. And I'm going to fix it. So early morning, the hearth and the fire. Briefly checking on Thomas. Julian de Berg. Okay. From my father's confidences. This does not make sense as a line. I know shipbuilding. My brother. My brother left me to be married off to Wickham. His own pursuits. She actually didn't like Elizabeth Bennet. To notice. Any danger I was in. Yet, he manages so effectively with the steward. Keeping it all the same as my father did. You have what Fitzwilliam ignored. Chance to say something of your own. Okay. Yeah. You're not so different from other gentlemen. You have the capacity. It's about learning a new trade, not the game. A new trade. A new trade. Okay. One of the maps, and then brings it, and then this. Fitzwilliam might have ignored me in many things, but he did burden me with knowledge of these places. And consequently, what was expected of me. Okay. We could turn. I like this. And then we'll have another scene with them later on in the winter. This is a good idea. So they've made some changes. Okay. I like all that. We're going to keep this. And you know what I'm going to do. So we're going to put on chapter 7 and we're going to turn on chapter 10. So it knows those things. Chapter 18 is good. And I'm going to go ahead and say, oh, I forgot to tell it to write the chapter. Oh, well, it's just going to do that. Okay, cool. Chapter 19. Scene 1. Nope, stop. It thinks it's writing that plan again. We don't want that. I want it to write the chapter. So I have to go to AI, make sure I've got enough limits and stuff like that, which I don't. So we'll go to 8162 and I'm going to say, great. Please write chapter 19 according to the plan above, matching the style, tone, and characterization of previous chapters written. Coco Gadget. Frost clung to everything. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, because she's going to go after Julian. She's been after it. Seemed only prudent. Well, they show little, perhaps because they aren't given the chance. Okay. We'll thumbs that up. Take this out. We'll take out the plan because we can always write a new plan. I like it. A frosty morning at Rosings. Okay, so we have 1486. I'm going to highlight all of this. And I'm going to click revise, maybe? Yeah. And I'm going to say expand and add to this chapter more dialogue showing Georgiana making her attempts to woo Julian, recalling the small competition between her and Mrs. I don't know if it's Mrs. Ainsley. I don't think Mrs. Ainsley's in this. I think it is Mrs. Jenkins, but I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I have to go look. So I'll just fix that later in post. Her attempts to recalling. Okay, I think it's Mrs. Ainsley that's with her, making her attempts to woo Julian. And make sure to show Julian as hungover and still affected by the ultimatum given to him by his father the night before. If Julian will not marry Georgiana, then his father will attempt to make the match. Keep the details of the scene the same. You are adding to the scene more dialogue and interaction. Okay, submit. So we had 1486. Let's see what happens. We work together. Frosty morning at Rosings. I love that. by men was a challenge. Okay. You're up early. It's the lands near the lower fields of Rosings. Because I've known loss. Ooh, I like this. Not just for you, but for Thomas, for all of us. You really believe that, don't you? I do. What's this then? But we can do it together. Marry her. Don't. Please don't bring him into this. Not now. Okay. We'll go equals. I think it's good enough. 1626. I just want more. But that, like, it's 10:18 now. And I'm going to check the chat real fast. Nope. Okay. People are just kind of chatting, working. Everyone's working. Okay. So I like it. It's 1,600 words, but like the other chapters are longer. I think chapter 18 is 1935. Chapter 17 is 1804. Okay. So it's on par with some of these other ones, 1,500. I just want more there. So I'll leave it as it is for right now, and then I'll come back and look at it later. So this is 19, chapter 19, and 1626. This is an actual proposal that's going to happen after in the new year. So we'll move that later. So in the new year, and then this is turn off this, and then this is I'm just going to bring this in to this. And really, I'm going to put a note to myself that, hey, yo. Hey, yo. You did chapter 18 and 19 after making this, so check it. Julian and Georgiana are cute together. Cute together. Yay. Okay. Hey, yo. So chapter 18, ideas, doesn't have to be that. I need to turn this on. And Story Bible so far, and turn off this one. And this one is going to be called Chapter 18 Story Bible. For chapter 18, I think this one, yeah, I think this is part of the problem down here. And I have chapter 18. So this needs to come off, boop, like that, because it's not, because I've changed it. Okay, so for chapter 18, just like the other chapters in Story Bible so far. Go, go, Gadget. So it should do the same thing. So yeah, it's doing the list of characters and all of that. So we have the information, early 30s. He's not in his late 40s. He's in his late 50s. Footman mentioned. Okay. So we have all of this and thumbs up. So I'm going to fix this. Juliet Frederick he is early 30s. He is late 50s. Like seriously. Okay, so we have that. Control C. Bring that into the Story Bible so far. Come down. Doot, 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 doot. That's there. And now I come over. Oh dear, I had chapter 7 on. Well, that's good. Chapter 18, chapter 19, chapter story Bible. I already copied and pasted it. So now I just take this out and I make it chapter 19. And I'm going to toggle this off and toggle it back on so it's in the prompt, nice and fresh. And now I'll run this. So I get my story Bible entries of the 2 chapters that I wrote so far, which actually isn't bad for a morning's work. So I got 2 chapters done, 1,900 words and 1,600 words. That's 3,500 words in 2 hours, plus the story Bible entries. So it's mentioned the young son of Georgia William. She knows all of this. Chapter themes, sure. We can have chapter themes. I don't care. Whatever makes you happy, AI. And this is why I know I only have 8 minutes left, but I don't want to stop. Stopping is not great. So I'm going to turn off chapter 19, turn this on, and I'm going to say, okay, reading the story Bible so far, and knowing the following still needs to happen in this book, at least, plus other scene ideas you have. Please write an outline for chapters 20 through 30. Okay, now I come over to the notes because I know what I have to have happen later on. So Act 2 is December. We're here. It is Mrs. Ainsley. Okay, so we already did all this. We already did chapter 13, chapter 16. We already did the meet cute. That's what we did. Christmas at Pemberley, and Lord Bromington asks to go to Darcy, Lady Bromington. The doctor arrives. Okay, I know this. At some point. Okay, so we have these things here. So I'm just going to throw this stuff in. Okay. Plot events that must happen. Okay. Whatever that place is called. Okay. Christmas at Pemberley. Where Julian proposes to... When the heck was Thomas born? Thomas was born in the summer, so he's not walking, Elizabeth, but he could be crawling. Georgiana Darcy, or Georgiana Wickham, as they see Thomas learn to crawl. Aw. That happened in book 1. Yeah, this one might be hard for me to write. I'm going to have to really take a hand in that one. Go to London. At some point, he gets the notice in January, February, sometime when he and Darcy are there. The man is bereft. Darcy goes to speak to him about in the hearing. What if they find a way to pay the crown for the money lost and get both of their names out of this muck not of our making? The Earl insinuates that his family does not have the money. Darcy says he has an idea. Next scene would be at the lawyer's office with the Earl of Derby. By the Duke of Marlborough. Anymore. On his own. Okay. Says he has an idea. Then Julian de Burgh comes to London asking, oops, the dowry is gone. He's incensed, understands now that she truly had it right about them. Well, he will protect her. Someone should. Epilogue, picnic, news reaches of another death. The Bingley, the place. But they're supposed to, like, get some money. How would they get money? There was a way. I had it originally planned out. News of the wedding of Julian reaches Pemberley, and I don't know if I'm going to do an epilogue. Oh, there's so much on this story. I want to have the baby. I really need a 7th book is what it really is. I really need to wrap this book up. Maybe that's what I'll do. I wrap this book up, and in December or what have you, what would be the the dun dun dun? The Heart of Marriage. It's a good question. Because this is there's so many more scenes I need to do. I mean, it's so foggy here. So I think we get through Christmas. I think we end with them getting married or being proposed to, and then everyone leaving for London. Okay, so actually, I think this is all stuff that's going to happen in the next book. I think that's the solution. There's just going to be a 7th book. Oh, dear. I don't want it to be heading 1. I want it to be normal text right now. Okay. Book 7 is January in London and Beyond. Yeah, there we go. Because I just have so many things I have to do. Yeah, plot events that must happen. Oh, and Anne has to have the baby. It's a girl. Well, the Matlocks are at Pemberley. I think the baby gets born later on. Yeah, no baby yet. No baby. So that's where we are. False labor pains. That's what we'll do. This is later. I don't know. Something Richard and Anne. Before everyone can get to London. And the baby is a girl. Okay, that works. Yeah, so go ahead and make that outline. So it should do that. So here's chapter 20. hinting at the underlying tension. Christmas feast. Yes, perfect. Dr. Cooper arrives. Rosings. Okay, preparations for the birth. No. Okay, so we have some ideas here, and then I'll work on this later. We're at 10:32. So I have an idea where I want to go with the scenes, and I will work on this more tomorrow. Okay, so thumbs up. All in all, 2 hours. We figured out, well, I say we, I figured out. So basically, I'm going to write a book 7 because I need to like have a line here where this book ends because it's already at, it was at 36,000 words. So now it's at, it was at, let's see here. Chapter 1, 18. So we're at chapter 17 is where I started, is where I really kind of, let me get the word count for you guys. Well, it's for me. I need the word count. I like the word count. So we'll go here. Chapter 18. Okay. So chapter 17, going all the way up. Oh, wait, I need to do it this way. Page up. So I should have written it down, but I didn't. And the more important thing is I showed like, as you're writing with AI, you really want to capture what you did as you're doing it so that you have like a living outline of the book. It's kind of like an inchworm methodology here. Okay. So before we got started this morning, I had 36,387 words on this book. And then today I outlined and figured out and wrestled with chapter 18, which was 1935 words, and then chapter 19 as well, which is 1626, for a grand total of 3,561. That's not shabby for me. With dictation, I used to get like 3,000 words, but I have to like dictate and then do it. And I'm now getting this book to where like it's cleaned up. I'm going to get the outline figured out and then kind of get this book finished off. I really do like Raptor Write. I will say go ahead and use the new, what was I going to say? Go ahead and use the new Baby Raptor, because Baby Raptor has the ability to handle these large documents without even flinching. Like, it's just so fast. So that Joseph has fixed that bug about like the load. There is still the bug if you revise in the middle of your document and then you thumbs it down, it'll delete the stuff. But now that I can tell him, hey, if you Command Z, if you undo and then put thumbs down, it doesn't do it. So that at least gives him a hint on like what functionality might be causing the problems to delete further down. But yeah, 3,561 words. And now I am in a confident place of like knowledge about the book that I can continue writing these chapters and things like that. It'll be faster at this point on. As you saw, like chapter 18, I was wrestling with it, but then by chapter 19, I'm like, I know what I need to have happen. Just make them do it. So, and then I'll be doing some deeper reading on that. I think I'll probably like start reading at the very beginning and kind of get a feel for the pacing of the book again, because I think that I'm not sure what the right moment is for ending this book. I think it's going to be on the birth of Anne's baby, and then Elizabeth like thinking about her own, and that is like one more season. And I think 7 books makes sense. People only wanted 6 books, but oh well. And I think everyone will love me if I release book 6 and book 7 at the same time. It'll be like, bam, here you go. That's 2 books, because otherwise it would be 100,000 words for 1 book. And that doesn't really work for the series. I just got to think of, by consequence of marriage or virtue of marriage. Then we went into the blessing of marriage, the trappings of marriage, the miracle of marriage. That's when she's pregnant. The Heart of Marriage, which is what we're doing right now. And I need one more for book 7, where we're going to have the baby and all the resolutions and the, I don't know, Chat GPT, right? I mean, you can do this inside of Rexy. I should just do this inside of Raptor, actually, now that I think about it. So we'll do this one last thing and then I will sign off. So I'm going to find out what the heck I should name these books. So everything should be toggled off. And I'm going to go to new document. And I'm just going to call it chat. Chatty, chatty, chat, chat. I have a series of books that are Pride and Prejudice variation. Here are the names. By consequence of marriage. I think I end with by blank of marriage. Yeah. A virtue of marriage. The blessing of marriage. The trappings of marriage. This is when Mr. Darcy lied. He lied. The miracle of marriage. We have a baby on the way. The heart of marriage. Book 7 should be by blank of marriage to just kind of like bring it back home. And in this last book, Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth have their son. Everyone is at Longbourn. All plot lines are resolved. And they have established their place in society. Give me 10 ideas. Okay, so AI, where you got Chat GPT 4.0. Nothing's turned on except for this. Certainly, here's 10 ideas. I like by strength of marriage. That's it. By virtue of marriage, we already did that. By promise of marriage, by legacy of marriage. I think by strength of marriage is a good one. Or grace. So that's a good idea. Let's get a pen. By strength of marriage, by grace of marriage. I kind of like the by grace of marriage in a way, so that when they're in London, Elizabeth can kind of be shunned a little bit. And it's like, you're only here by grace of marriage, and she's here for a lot more. So there we go. We've got book 7. All right. Thank you everyone so much. This was a great 2 hours. I would not have gotten this done without you. I will be back tomorrow morning because I have stuff to do. I have work to do. And I only get stuff done if there's a public display in a way. So 2 hours, figured out my life on this book. That's always the hardest thing, right? If I had not had AI to figure out, like, look at this outline, make sense of this, figure this out, that would have taken me a lot longer. That's like my biggest time savings, I think, with AI, is that I can literally, like, say, read all this information and make sense of it. Because even when it makes sense of it and I don't like it, it's what allows me to be like, oh no, I want this. I've got to work on the characterization of Julian, but that's okay. I like Julian now. I didn't like him before, but now I like Julian. So this is going to be great. And then grace of marriage or strength of marriage, that allows us to do more with their storyline in book 7 as well, like Rosings being successful and everything like that. And that way, then I can have Richard inherit, because I've got to kill Lord Bromington, because he's got a coke habit. He's got like a, not a coke habit, but whatever their drug was, an opium habit. He's, yeah, the Duke of Marlborough basically kills him. But yeah, so we have lots of things to do. Thank you, Harper. How did everybody else do? Tiffany says she got 4,800 words last night. Good job. And she's almost prepping the next chapter, so she'll see how many words she gets out of that. Thanks, Harper, for you did great. And thank you, Al, for good job. Good job to you all, too, for showing up, button the chair. I hope everybody else got some words. I'm going to take the rest of the day. I don't know. It's so weird to me. I got 3,500 words done. Like, that's insane for a day's work, and I did it in 2 hours. Harper finished her outline and most of the chapter 1 written. Harper you're working on the free read, right? From yesterday. The little short. I am on tomorrow as well. Thank you, Carrie. I will be on tomorrow at same bat time, same bat channel, 8:30 in the morning Eastern, because I can get up. Thursday, we are not doing it early because tomorrow I have boot camp at 10 and then boot camp at 9 o'clock at night as well, plus meetings in the middle with, actually, I don't have meetings in the middle, but I'll be doing work. So Thursday, I think we might move it to like 9. Maybe we start at 10. Maybe we start at 10 on Thursday. How does that sound? Does everyone like the idea of starting at 10 on Thursday? Maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays is 10 a.m. Get a little bit of a sleep in. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the Future Fiction Academy people. If you are not a member of the Future Fiction Academy, we'd love to have you join our ranks. You can have a 7-day free trial with Lab. A lot of the prompting techniques and stuff that you saw me do, I've been teaching this for a year and a half. Actually, it'll be 2 years in December. So a year and a half, I've been teaching authors how to prompt. And as you can see, when I write my prompts, prompting with AI is a skill set. It is not just click a button, get a book. You really have to direct it. It's learning a whole new skill of like being a story director. So if you'd like to learn more about that, please join us in the Future Fiction Academy. We are an AI-friendly author organization. It's like a guild. We have awesome software that makes us faster, like Rexy. And yeah, I would love to have more AI-friendly authors in the Future Fiction Academy because we know you're out there. And we know that it sucks being alone and feeling like you can't talk about writing with AI in any of your writing groups. But this is the future. This is where it's going. So, oh, one last thing, cost, right? I always have to do the cost check. I did not do the cost check. So let me go to Open Router because I always like to end with the cost check. And I didn't do it yesterday because I think it really hammers home that the importance of learning about this, because this is where publishing and content is going. Like I just did 3,500 words in 2 hours. I could not have done that. Like even when I was dictating and stuff like that, that would have taken a lot longer. Let me add to the stage one last time. Come over to models. Go to my activity. I spent $1.50 today. So 3,500 words and I got $1.50. But I did do a lot of other stuff there. So 10 cents with Gemini Pro. And then when I went to ChatGPT 4.0 and I was giving it a lot of like context. So $1.50 today. It's so weird. GPT 4.0 must be more expensive than I think it is. So ChatGPT 4.0 is where I was writing. And I guess there was times that I was sending like 21,000 words, 21,000 tokens to get 2,000 tokens. And that's 13 cents. Compare that with when I was running Gemini Pro, I never sent the full 10,000 and all that. So I think I might try to work with Gemini Pro 1.5 more for the writing and see if it can't match my style rather than ChatGPT 4.0. But we'll see, because 4.0 just kind of like gets me. So we'll see. Plus, I can't wait for Rexy 2.0. Rexy 2.0 for that's coming, because I really want to be able to use my API key inside of like a Raptor kind of situation. Yep. Okay. So it's 8:30 Eastern time. I'll be back on 8:30 in the morning, Ashling, 8:30 in the morning. But see, I don't think this is going to work. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to move it to 10 a.m. just so that I get a little bit of a sleep in. So Thursday will be on at 10 a.m. Eastern. And I'll probably, it's really my bad. I didn't put this on the Notion calendar. That's my bad. So I'll make sure that these get added to the Notion calendar now that I'm committing to them. And fair warning, sometimes I might show up here with coffee and being like, I'm dead, guys. I'm just going to do the bare minimum. So this is going to be a really honest, like realistic look of like what it is for writing with AI. Sometimes I don't feel like it. I was exhausted this morning. I really just wanted to go back to bed. Now I feel like I need to eat some breakfast, get another cup of coffee, and I think I might just get back at it because I kind of want to work on the story and get this done. I think I can get this done, get the last of these chapters out, and book 6 is done, and then get started on book 7. So that's what we're doing. All right, everyone. Take care. I will see you all tomorrow at boot camp at 10. No, I will see you all tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. for another Write with me. We'll get an hour in tomorrow, not 2 hours. And then Thursday, it's 10 a.m. and it's on like Donkey Kong. So, yay. And oh, by the way, this week, like, I think I got 2,000 words yesterday. So like 5,500 words for the week. So yay, we're moving. It's 5,500 more words than I had last week. So let's go. All right. Bye, everyone. Take care.